Isn't it a bit unusual for the police to conduct investigations based on statements from a possessed person? Can we even consider that as valid evidence? In this chilling episode of Darkminds, we delve into 3 cold murder cases, each with twists and turns so unimaginable they will leave you trembling in fear. Let's get started. The murder of Teresita Barasa. While Remibusa Chua, a respiratory therapist at Edgewater Hospital, dozed on the couch, her husband, Dr. Jose Chua, was terrified by her murmurs. He came closer, finding her speaking in Tagalog, her rarely used native tongue, with a distressed expression. Her words chilled him. "Doctor, I need your help. The man who murdered me is still at large." Startled, Dr. Chua asked, "Who are you?" Her reply pierced the silence. "I am Teresita Barasa." 6 months before that happened, Teresita Barasa was a doctor also employed at Edgewater Hospital. Her neighbour was horrified to witness black smoke billowing from Barsa's house. Firefighters rushed to the scene, breaking down the door to find a burning mattress in the living room. Upon removing it, they found the burned body of Barasa, with a knife plunged into her chest. As police delved into the investigation, they found a note in Barsa's diary: "Get tickets for AS, but who is AS?" Things took a surreal turn when Dr. Chua claimed his wife was possessed by Barsa's spirit, pointing to Alan Showery as the killer. Showery, also employed at the hospital, had received lucrative side jobs from Barasa, who knew of his financial struggles. Showery's troubled history involving robbery and sexual assault cast a shadow of suspicion. He claimed that he was helping his girlfriend fix some electrical stuff at her place that night. But when the police questioned her, she asked back, "What electrical problems?" Eventually, Alan ended up confessing. He went over to Barsa's place to fix the TV as she asked. Alan was struggling with financial issues at the time, and he knew Barsa had money. So, he saw an opportunity and took it. He walked in and ended up stabbing Barsa to death. Then, to cover his tracks, he made it look like some messed up sex crime by tearing up her clothes and setting fire to the place. Then, Alan stole some jewellery and money before hightailing it out of there. Alan served just 4 years of a 14-year sentence due to good behaviour. After all, it's really weird because the whole mystery was cracked wide open thanks to the victim's friend being possessed by her spirit. The chilling murder of Milik van Dorne. On June 8, 1992, tragedy struck Kogeveld, Netherlands, when the body of 19-year-old Milik van Dorne was discovered in a pond. The gruesome discovery revealed that she had been raped and murdered, sending shockwaves through the community and marking it as one of the most chilling murder cases in Dutch history. Witnesses came forward reporting sightings of a Turkish-looking man cycling around the area during the time of Milik's murder, prompting investigators to focus on gathering DNA evidence. They identified 133 Turkish men living in Kogeveld and requested voluntary DNA samples from them. Despite the voluntary nature of the DNA collection, police took a bold approach, hoping to catch the perpetrator by unexpected means. While they didn't expect the murderer to willingly provide their DNA, they hoped to uncover connections to other DNA evidence linked to the case. After 25 years, authorities finally nabbed Milik van Dorne's murderer through mass DNA testing. Hussein A's refusal to provide a DNA sample raised suspicions, and a match with another volunteer confirmed his involvement. Justice was served, with Hussein A sentenced to 20 years in jail for his monstrous crime. But can any amount of time truly suffice for the life of a young girl brutally taken away? It's a question that leaves us questioning the adequacy of justice in such cases. The disappearance of Philip Cairns. The case of Philip Cairns is one that still sends shivers down the spine. A young boy walking home from school and then simply vanishing without leaving a trace behind. It's been haunting everyone since that fateful day in October 1986, and even after all these years, nobody knows what really happened to him. Not even his body was ever found. During the 80s, his smiling face in his confirmation outfit with that big red rosette badge became a symbol of hope displayed everywhere, hoping for some kind of clue. All they found was his bag near a lane to his school, filled with his books, and that's it. Then, after 25 years, a woman comes forward with a story that sends shockwaves through everyone. She claims she witnessed part of the murder, but back then, her information was too vague. She couldn't even give a written statement because she was terrified at the mere mention of Eamon Cook's name. Cook, the former Radio Dublin DJ, was the prime suspect. Fast forward to 2016, and this woman gathers the courage to speak out again. She recounts how Cook picked up Philip and her, took them to the radio station, and then things took a dark turn. Cook had promised the little boy a tour of the radio station, but when they got there, Cook seemed all jittery, looking around nervously. The little boy was puzzled and asked what was up. Cook's response: he didn't want to get busted for bringing a kid into the radio station. They ended up in this room with a glass window, and things took a nasty turn. Cook and the boy started arguing about something, and the girl watched as it escalated. Next thing she knew, Cook was getting physical, shoving the boy who pushed back. Then Cook got aggressive, putting his hands around the boy's neck and hitting him over the head with a trophy from the table. The little boy ran for the door, with Cook chasing behind him. The girl, who watched all this from the car, claimed she couldn't remember anything after that moment, but she's convinced the boy is actually Philip Cairns. She even revealed she was sexually abused by Cook when she was just 9 years old. Cook eventually admits to some of it, but he never reveals where he left Philip's remains. And before the police could squeeze more out of him, he was already on his deathbed, slipping away from justice's grasp. It's a tragic tale where justice was never truly served for the innocent boy who vanished without a trace. It's difficult to understand the darkness that must exist within a person's soul to take another's life. Hit the like button and comment your thoughts to show some mercy for those whose lives were tragically taken away. And if you're new to Dark Minds, subscribe now and ring the bell icon to stay updated on the darkest mysteries. Thank you for watching.